Welcome back to TT Sports, now on the Vantage Sports Network. We're continuing with our special issues issue. Mike Dimauro from the New London Day joining us. Mike, you did it. Last time you were here, you called for the firing of Bob Diaco and the hiring of Randy Edsall, and somebody was listening.
I didn't. Isn't that something? I was shocked when I heard. None of us knew that was coming.
No.
Nobody.
Well, you called it. You not only, I think you demanded it, and they just listened to you.
God, I think it's so much better now.
It is.
A guy who gives us straight answers now. I mean, I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, not only gives straight answers, but
Who's actually won something.
He's won something. He's done it before. He's a pro. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. Hopefully they can get kids to come back now. Yeah. I don't know whether they can, but if anybody can, he can.
Randy
so,
Edsall.
Hopefully.
Well, you're right. In fact, there's talk that Rose out of Southington might come back to UConn.
Oh, is
the
that
player of the year a couple of
know
years
that,
ago,
yeah.
the quarterback from Southington, and is it Jason Rose?
Jason Rose.
Jason Rose, who went to UConn for about 5 minutes, and I don't know whether it was because of Coach Diaco or not, but then left, and now there's talk that he may come back. So
I tell you, I don't know. He may. But I mean, it's such a hard sell, though. Come to an empty stadium 20 miles off campus and watch us play Tulsa.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It is. It's hard, and we thought it was going to be hard when they first started the program, and then they had that great success.
Yeah.
And I think people got this concept that it's not hard, but it's really hard, and then you have the setback of going to a different conference. But we can do a whole show on this. I know when we alluded to it earlier with Chris Ellsbury, you wanted to talk about how the inequity.
Placement.
Yeah, the inequity of teams that can go out and recruit players competing against public schools that can't.
No, and I've been screaming about this for years now, and I think we're getting closer, but we're not there yet. No, and I don't. Trinity Catholic just beat Westbrook for the Class S, boys basketball championship, and Trinity Catholic has kids from, I think Dave may make it 3 states and 2 countries. And Westbrook is the 4th smallest school system in the state. You know when those 2 schools should play each other? Never. That's when they should play each other. And it's
not even in the summer.
I mean, I don't. And I feel bad. And when the game was over, Mike Walsh, the Trinity coach, said, I'm kind of with you. We probably shouldn't be in S. But if we play up, the only option you have when you play up is double L because of the stupid rules. And
So
they probably shouldn't
could move up to M?
No.
What?
If you ask to move up, you have to move all the way
Sacred
up.
Heart didn't move all the way up.
No, they didn't ask. They were made to because of the success rule.
Boy, that is. So in other words, we can ask you to move up, but not all the way. But
if you ask, you have to go all the way.
You have to go all the way.
Yeah.
That seems weird.
Comes to. They are obsessed with their.
You said you're talking
CIAC. Obsessed with enrollment numbers.
Yeah.
You have 400 and you have 400. You're in the same division, except that the numbers don't mean anything. How those numbers come to be, that's what we should be talking about. And Noah, you coach a team. You have 400 boys. Mark, you have the same. You get kids from 20 different towns. You get kids from one different town. Who has
No,
the
obviously
advantage?
Mark's got
It's
the
obvious,
Mark's
but they don't want to hear it.
So
My
what
team
about
does 'cause I'm
these
a better
magnet
coach,
schools?
but
What about
that's-
these magnet schools or these tech schools that can bring kids in from?
Well, I propose that you go to a choice school division, large choice, small choice.
Okay.
So the charters and the magnets and the
Tech
St.
schools,
Paul, St. Bernard, the smaller the smaller choice schools, they play in one division, and then you have the other one, East Catholic, Fairfield Prep, Sacred Heart, Xavier, you go play there. and you can recruit until
But
players
you're
come
all-
out of your ears.
You're all under the CIAC umbrella.
Yes.
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 Okay.
All right. So what about the argument that now everybody's getting a trophy because now you've got a state with only 180 schools roughly in the state, and you're giving out 4-6 state
Well,
titles.
I would probably propose that the public schools go from 4 to 3 divisions. You go SML instead of the 4, since we're going to take about 40 to 50 schools out. So maybe the public schools don't need 4 divisions anymore. Maybe you just go with 3. I think if by doing that you'd probably add, I don't know, I think you'd add one more championship maybe.
So you'd have
Shouldn't be
5.
too bad. Yeah.
Well, can all the schools of choice, could they compete at the double L level and just leave it at that?
I don't know that St. Bernard or St. Paul or that should be playing Fairfield Prep. I don't think that's fair. These are smaller schools, but I do think that I don't think that well, as we saw a couple of years ago, Sacred Heart played for the same trophy as Wheeler, which has like 160 boys in it.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, what are we talking about
And
here?
you're only talking about this basketball. You're not talking
Basketball.
about football.
No, I'm not talking about anything else. I think we got to start.
Well, listen, you had it done at UConn because you got Diaco out and you got Etzel
Yeah,
in.
no,
So
I-
maybe
Next
tomorrow
edition.
they're going to
Yes.
announce that they're going to have
Yeah.
the choice schools separate division in boys basketball. Mike, it's always great. We got to do this
Anytime.
more often.
Yeah,
we got to do this
anytime.
more often. Love having you. Chris Ellsbury coming in from the Connecticut Post, Kyle Brennan from the Republican American, and Dave Rudin from the ever-popular Rudin Report covering the FCAC like nobody does. All right, that's going to do it. We thank you for tuning in to this special issue edition of CT Sports Now. Thanks, and we'll see y'all later.